The jagged cliffs of northern Kanto rose like broken teeth against a sky the color of bruised steel, where wind scraped relentlessly across stone and sparse grass clung to existence in desperate patches. In a shallow nest wedged between two boulders, a small Spearow huddled beside an older bird, her wings worn thin from seasons of flight, her eyes still sharp with the vigilance that had kept them both alive. The fading afternoon light painted their refuge in amber and shadow, a fragile piece suspended between the grinding of stone and the whisper of something vast moving through distant valleys. She preened his feathers with methodical care, and he pressed closer to at her warmth, not knowing these were their final moments together. When night fell, it brought no stars, only a trembling that began deep in the earth and erupted through the cliffside like a living nightmare. The rocks screamed as they shattered. Dust and debris blasted upward in choking clouds, while the nest disintegrated beneath them. Through the chaos emerged something colossal, a creature of grinding stone and ancient silence, towering and eyeless, moving like a mountain that had learned to walk. It crushed the ledge where they had slept as though swatting an insect, and the older Spearow pushed him into the air with her last surge, out of strength before the avalanche swallowed her whole. He tumbled through darkness, wings beating uselessly against the roar of collapsing stone, until silence, terrible, absolute silence, swallowed the world. Dawn found him circling the devastation, calling into rubble that offered nothing but dust and the acrid smell of crushed rock. He searched for the familiar scent of her feathers, but found only cold mineral sharpness. He listened for her voice, but heard only wind threading through graves of stone. Grief hollowed him where warmth had lived, carving through his small chest until breathing, at itself, became an act of defiance against the emptiness. Days blurred into weeks of relentless purpose. He hurled himself against the mountain winds until his wings burned and his muscles screamed for mercy. He dove from impossible heights, pulling up at the last heartbeat, feeling gravity tear at his small frame. He struck stones with his beak until it ached, then struck again. Each impact, a syllable in a language of fury he was teaching himself to speak. His feathers, once soft with youth, grew coarse and wind-hardened. His eyes, once wide with wonder, narrowed into instruments of calculation. The cliffs that had witnessed his loss now witnessed his becoming. A Spearow forged not in comfort, but in the crucible of endless repetition, bleeding and healing and bleeding again until weakness became an impossibility. His body simply refused. One dawn, perched above the valley where stone had swallowed everything he loved, he closed his eyes and let the memory surge through him, her warmth, her voice, the terrible silence that replaced them. His chest tightened, his wings snapped open, and from his throat erupted a cry that echoed across the broken peaks like thunder given voice. When he opened his eyes, they gleamed with something new. Not rage alone, but keen purpose sharpened to a predator's edge. The earth still trembled in distant valleys. He could feel it now, vibrations traveling through stone and air alike, whispering the location of the creature that had stolen his world. He launched himself from the cliff without hesitation, wings cutting through morning mist with controlled precision, each stroke carrying him toward the horizon where mountains met sky. Below him, his shadow stretched long and dark across the terrain, and somewhere ahead, grinding through ancient rock, his quarry, but moved unknowing. He flew onward, a small, fierce shape against the vastness, destined to become the echo of her memory that would never fade.